সুপ্রিয় দর্শক মণ্ডলী আসসালামু আলাইকুম। শুরু করছি আপনাদের প্রিয় অনুষ্ঠান কমিউনিটি আপডেট। Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show Community Update. To this community update, there are two guests. First, I will introduce Muhammad Hassan. Welcome, Mr. Muhammad Hassan. And Muhammad Hassan is a sales associate of Realty One Group. And our second guest is John Palbo. John Palbo is also the sales manager of Home Team Mortgage. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today our topic is buying and selling home and also the real estate and loan mortgage. And our guest is totally very experienced in this home mortgage and buying and selling home. So first I will introduce Muhammad Hassan. Hello, Mr. Hassan, how are you?
Great, thank you.
So Hassan, could you please tell us about yourself, and then I will start the questions.
Thank you, Mahabub Rahman, having me your show. I work for Realty One Group, Legend in Clifton office. I started more than a year right now. And so far, inshallah, I'm doing great in the market. And also, I'm working with the lender, which is John Palbo. He's doing great with communicating with us at Realty One Group. And we are as a team, so we're doing a great job. Thank you, John.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And John, could you please tell me about yourself?
Sure. So, and again, it's been a pleasure working with Mohammed and the community for so many years. I'm 20 years in the business as a mortgage banker. I run an amazing team with Home Team Mortgage. We're right there locally in the area in Totowa. And it's been, again, a true pleasure to work with everyone nearby. And I'm happy to give some information today and some insight on everything that we can offer as a mortgage lender and the services that we have for the community. So thank you for having us on.
Thank you very much. So most of our community is Bengali, so I will start Bengali language with Mr. Hassan. So first, my question is, একটি বাড়ি কেনার আগে কি ধাপ ফলো করতে হবে? এটা আমার ফার্স্ট কোশ্চেন মিস্টার হাসানের কাছে, যে কি স্টেপ আমাদের ফলো করতে হবে টু বাই এ নিউ হাউস।
থ্যাংক ইউ। প্রথমে আপনাকে একটা বাড়ি কিনতে হলে আপনাকে বাড়িতে চুজ করতে হবে, আপনি বাড়িটা কোন জায়গায় কিনতেছেন এবং আপনার প্রাইস রেঞ্জটা কত, বুঝছেন? সো বেস অন দ্যাট আপনাকে একজন লেন্ডারের কাছে, মর্গেজের কাছে আপনাকে যেতে হবে, গিয়ে আপনাকে প্রিপটা নিয়ে আসতে হবে যে আপনি কত টাকার কোয়ালিফাই হন একটা বাড়ি কিনতে। একটা বাড়ি কিনতে তো আপনাকে প্রথমে টাকা আপনি জানতে হবে যে আপনাকে ব্যাংক কত টাকা দিবে, বুঝছেন? সো বেস অন দ্যাট আপনাকে ওই প্রিপটা নিয়ে আপনি একটা আইডিয়া নিতে পারেন যে এই মনে করেন এখন আপনার 450 বা 550 450, তখন আপনি একটা মাইন্ডটা সেট করলেন যে আমাকে প্রি-অ্যাপ্রুভ সেলেন্ডার আমাকে 450, তাহলে আমাকে 450 এই রেঞ্জ আমাকে বাড়িটা খুঁজতে হবে। সো যখনই আপনাকে ল্যান্ডার দেবে তখন আপনি বাড়ি খুঁজলেন, একজন রিয়েলটর আপনি সহযোগিতা নিয়ে তখন আপনাকে রিয়েলটর আপনাকে বাড়ি দেখাবে, দেখানোর পর যদি আপনার পছন্দ হয় তাহলে আপনাকে আপনার বাড়ির এই অফারটা সাবমিট করলেন একজন রিয়েলটরের মাধ্যমে।
Right. So now I will go to John. So what are the loan process to a new client?
Sure. So the first step for me is to really, have a conversation with the client and really develop some rapport with that client so that I can better understand what are their needs, what are they looking to exactly accomplish, whether it be a purchase transaction, a refinance transaction. So I like to have a conversation with them initially, understand what they're trying to buy, whether it's a single family, a multifamily, what areas they're focusing on, what price range they're looking into. That way I can figure out then what products are available to them and do a full pre-approval process with them. And that entails me asking questions about their employment, questions about their credit history. We look at their income, we look at their assets. So depending on the client's needs, and a lot of first-time buyers, they have a lot of questions, right? So we primarily deal with first-time buyers, and we try to make this process of buying, which can sometimes cause some anxiety, we try to make it as smooth as possible for them and really explain every step of the way the process. So the beginning stages for me are really to have a conversation with these borrowers and educate them on what's available and then pre-approve them.
The loan, the client is going to you, and what type of requirement they need, you ask them to like the document.
Sure. So in terms of documentation, it really all depends on the type of program that we're putting these borrowers under. The traditional mortgages out there, your conventional, your FHA, these are all full documentation loans. We generally will ask the borrower for, if they're just simply W-2 wage earners, we'll ask them to produce their W-2s for the last 2 years. We'll ask for their recent pay stubs, the last 2 or 3 pay stubs from the job. We'll ask them to produce their 2 months most recent bank statements. Okay, pretty easy information obtained from the borrower. And then we'll ask permission to run their credit. The credit's a very important part of this because we want to analyze their debt that they're holding. We look at their scores. We run this all through our system and then determine what they qualify for. But the flip side of that is that we also have rolled out many of your non-traditional type of mortgages as well, which will limit the documentation that may be needed from a borrower. For example, we can do a no doc type, no employment verification, no income verification transaction nowadays. We really try and bring on products that are suitable for the borrowers today, because it can be a challenge sometimes for borrowers to get approved in today's market and with the requirements that are needed. So we try to find the right program to put them in, and then the documentation that's needed will be dependent on that product pretty much.
Nice, thank you.
Sure.
Now I'm going to Hassan. বর্তমানে নিউ জার্সিতে বাড়ির গড় দাম কেমন?
বর্তমানে আপনার নিউ জার্সি বাড়ির দাম মানে খুব একটা কমেনি। ইন্টারেস্ট রেট কিছু মনে করেন আপ হইছে, কিন্তু রিয়েল এস্টেট একটা ওয়ার্ড আছে লোকেশন। সো লোকেশন যদি আপনার ভালো থাকে তাহলে আপনার মনে করেন বাড়ির দাম সবসময় আপনি মানে ওটা কমে না সাধারণত, বুঝছেন। আর এখন কিছু রেটটা চেঞ্জ হয়, কিছু আমি বলবো না যে একদম ইয়ে গেছে, কিছুটা বাড়ির 10 to 15% কিছুটা কমছে আমার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থেকে বলতেছি। তারপরও আর যদি মনে করেন একটা ভালো বাড়ি আসে একটা ভালো লোকেশনে, people are bidding still, people wants to buy house because আমাদের house inventory is very low. Is very low. Buyers also we have so many buyers. So এখন যদি মনে করেন একটা বাড়ি আসে, তাহলে যদি ভালো আসে তাহলে সবসময় ওরা প্রায় বায়ার বিড করতে চায়, বুঝছেন। সো এখনো ওই মানে জিনিসটা এখনো আছে, আমি বলবো এখনো আছে। আমার অনেক ক্লায়েন্ট আছে যেটা মনে করেন লিস্টিং প্রাইস যা আসে ওরা হচ্ছে আরো 25% বা 25 to 30,000 more অফার সাবমিট করছে আমাকে দিয়ে। So which is still bidding still there. So but based on marketing, it's little bit slow down, but location, if you're good location, you get the property, for sure.
So you said there is some bargaining to buy a home, right?
Yes, still there, still there.
Here.
Still there,
Okay.
because yesterday I offered one house almost more than 35,000 more than listing price. It's our area, so people still want the house. They don't care. Some people, they don't care the rate because they need a house because they have kids growing up. People moving out. Also, the people coming from out of state to living in Jersey. I have so many clients and coming from New York, and they have John working with the pre-approval, a lot of pre-approval from New York, and I have a tons of pre-approval on my desk. It's still the one the property, which is we have low inventory. We have no houses right now, so hopefully this is gonna resolve soon. So yeah, still houses there. People are bidding.
You bring up a very good point. If I could add to that, so from the lender's perspective, we see these challenges that these buyers deal with when they're making offers. There's multiple bids on these homes, going over asking. Buyers get tired, so we have to figure out a way as a lender to how can we make the offer going in stronger? How do we make it stand out from all these other offers? And a few things I'll share with you that we've rolled out to make these offers stand out for our buyers. So now we've gotten to the point of we are underwriting these clients ahead of time. So where they're literally going in with offers where they're already approved by the bank, not just pre-approved, but actually underwritten approval from the bank. It's a to be determined property, but it's pretty much just as like a commitment ready to go. So once we have the property in place and it's in contract, we immediately can work on clearing conditions and getting title work ordered, getting an appraisal done, and really expedite that process. So we know this borrower is going to go through. Other things that we rolled out is we have a cash type product where we as the lender, okay, if we basically guarantee that the deal will close, and if it does not, we will purchase the property on our behalf and then close it with our buyer. So we really, we've really come up with a lot of creative products. We have a 21-day guaranteed close that we have now, where we'll literally pay the buyer and seller per day that it goes over. We'll pay them a fee if we go over that timeline, because we're that certain that we will in fact close on these transactions. So, we really try to make these offers stand out because we understand the challenges that borrowers have when they're going in with these types of offers. So it's important to us to understand their needs and how can we combat what's going on in the market today. And that's some of the things that we've rolled out.
How long it will take to close the deal?
So every transaction is a little bit different, but if we need to move quickly, we can close a deal within a few weeks. On average, deals take about 30, sometimes 45 days. Renovation loans take longer, but every transaction is different. If we go in and we underwrite a file ahead of time, we can close a transaction as early as 2 weeks in. So it all depends on the deal. It all depends on how quickly the borrower is getting documents to us. We have some borrowers that are very in tune with getting paperwork together. They want to move quickly. You're working with a good lawyer. There's no reason why anything should be delayed. As long as there's no issue with appraisal, no issue with the title work on the attorney's side, we can easily close a transaction within a few weeks. That'll generally be the time frame.
Yeah, let me add with John that when you do the transaction, you need a team to work with you.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a team, it's going to delay your everything, because it's a John, my speed dial. When I call John, pick up the phone right away. So that kind of communication we need. I have an attorney, even though he's in the court, he answers the phone. That's the thing you need for closing a house, short of the week, because a lot of call and clients calling. So that's what you need as a team. You don't have to be worried about your transaction is going to go smoothly. So John and me, and we are doing great team. We have John closing house. I don't want to give the number, but we work on it every week.
Yeah.
So we a team. We have to some good team, so we can make it happen.
Yeah, very, very important part of that process, including using a good attorney, like you said, Mohammed, using a good home inspector, good insurance people, good title people. It really is a team effort. And if everyone's not pulling their part, the deal can fall through and will delay. So Mohammed and I have put together a perfect team, and we work with some really nice people that know how to get stuff done, and that's very important.
Correct. Yeah, me and John, we closed a couple of weeks ago 1.2 million. In the city, so easy. There's a big amount of loan. Very smooth. We closed like 6 weeks. Probably like 5 to 6 weeks. We close a deal because we have a good team to work with, and we don't have to be worried anything about it.
Yeah.
So minimum 2 weeks you can close.
Yeah, in some cases, if it has to close quickly, like if everything is in place, we can do it. On average, it takes about 30 days is normal. Yeah.
Okay. Now different things like credit score.
Sure.
So first, the customer will see the credit score. Then, what is the credit score? Minimum credit score they can apply for a house. Buy a house.
Yeah, one of the nice things about our lender is that we really try and think outside the box. We really are aggressive when it comes down to credit scores. Under an FHA transaction, we can go into the low 500s if needed. We look at these on a case-by-case basis. And, you have some borrowers that are good with paying their rent, they pay their bills, they may have made a mistake or two on a credit card, and their scores can drop down significantly. Just by missing a payment, you can lose 50 to 70 points, if you're 30 days behind on a small credit card. So we really analyze these on a case-by-case. Minimum, we go down to 500 under an FHA. Minimum for conventional is a 620. Now, conventional loans also, they've recently rolled out an option where we can blend. If we have a co-borrower, if we have one borrower with a low credit score and another one with a high FICO score, we can blend the two credits, and the system will approve it based on the blending of the two scores. So we've had cases where we have low credit scores where we can still go conventional as well. Okay, and also with credit, a lot of times credit can be fixed. So if the borrower understands what they're doing wrong with their credit, not that I'm a credit specialist, but I see the things that will increase a credit score. For example, keeping the limit. If you have a limit of $1,000, the balance versus the limit below 30% of what they're spending. So, for example, if they have $1,000 limit on a credit card, don't spend $300 on that card. That's going to keep your credit perfect. Okay, a lot of people don't know that, and they max out their credit cards, and they're saying, "Why is my credit so low? Because I pay everything on time." And that's the issue, is that it also, there's many factors that determine how credit scores are set. And that is a very important part of it, is keeping the balances low, in addition to keeping your payments on time and not continuously opening up new accounts, things like that. History on credit is always good. The longer you have an account for, the better. But we really look at it on a case by case. And like I said, we like to think outside of the box when it comes to credit. But ultimately, we have an automated system we run through that does approve these files. And we try not to set these limitations like some other lenders where they'll have, 600 or above, or 640 or above credit requirements. But we close a lot of these.
So no need to worry if I have 500 score, like credit score. So I can try.
Absolutely. A lot of buyers, they think that they don't have a shot. We take so many buyers, and that's, first-time buyers, they just have a lot of questions and a lot of, uncertainties on things. And when they come to me, the first thing I say to them is, let me take a look at what's going on and let me understand your challenges and how can I help you? Because a lot of times, like anything else, credit can be fixed. It may take some time, but it definitely should not ever disqualify a borrower from even applying, because many times we can fix these easily and we get them approved with very low credit scores. So absolutely give a call and let me take a look at your case, and I'll give you the right recommendations to get it done.
Yes, I want to add something with John with the credit score, because I have a client, and the first-time client, they want to purchase the house and asking me like, my credit is like 650. People are saying, no, you can't buy a house with a 650 credit. You need 700 and up. So what do you think? I said, listen, don't, you're gonna go with the right person, and get your credit score run, and they will let you know exactly. You probably was 650 now. Maybe when he runs, maybe more than 700. So you're gonna go with the right person, get a peer approved, and then look for the house.
Exactly.
So I have so much client with their, confused about the credit scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you got a good lender, they will guide through it, everything in your process.
Yeah, just a lot of misconceptions, and they're first-time buyers. They don't understand what the process is on our end and how we purposely roll out programs to accommodate these types of buyers. And if someone is serious about buying and they take the right steps in making it happen, we'll get them into a home without a doubt, because credit can always be fixed.
Things. So people can buy the home. If their credit is very low, they can also try. So that's the things John and Hassan was telling. Now, another question is like the down payment. This is very important things for the client, that I have only like $20,000, but I want to buy like 450, this type of amount of house. So if it's possible to put this 20,000 down payment, and how it will be the mortgage rate, this type of calculation they want to know.
Yeah, so it's a great question, because sometimes buyers think that they have to have these very large down payments to buy a home, and that's not at all the case. So as a first-time buyer, under conventional financing, 3% is the minimum for single-family type homes. Under FHA financing, 1 to 4 family, 3.5% is the minimum. We also have programs where you can get 100% financing if you're a veteran. We have grant products that are available, USDA designated areas where you can get 100% financing in those areas as well. And so the important part to understand is that there are two parts of the down. You have the down payment, and you also have the closing costs that have to be covered when you're purchasing a home. And closing costs can add up. It depends on the type of property, the size of the loan that you're taking. But, you're paying a lawyer, you're paying title work, you're paying recording fees, appraisal. There's a whole list of things that get paid when you're purchasing a mortgage. So it's safe to say, on average, you should have probably somewhere in the range of maybe $8,000 to $15,000 just for closing and escrow for taxes and insurance, depending on the type of property that you're purchasing, in addition to the down payment. But there's a lot of things that we can do to help offset that. For example, if you have a limited amount of funds, you can request what's called a seller concession from the seller side and ask the seller to cover some of your closing costs. For example, we could build in a $10,000 credit from the seller, which alleviates the majority of your closing costs right there. Okay, we can put you in a minimum down product. We can try to find you a grant program. And these are all available primarily to borrowers that are purchasing homes as their primary residences. Okay, not for investors. Investment loans will require more money down, usually anywhere from 15 to 25% down on investment properties. But for your primary home buyers, especially your first-time buyers, they can get away with a very, very small down payment, which is great. We know, and Muhammad will tell you how high rents have gone. Rents are very expensive. Right. So why not consider buying a home where you can own the property and probably pay just as much as you would be paying for rent, and just put a small down payment and get into the home, and it will be your own, So, but yeah, small down payment is completely okay when it comes down to your primary home buyers. And the majority of the buyers we deal with put down small down payments. Some are putting larger, 20%, 25%, and that's fine, but it's not a requirement. And another part of that is even those borrowers that have the extra money, I always advise them, if you're comfortable with the payment, putting a small down payment, with the monthly payment, why not take your money and reinvest into something else? Why not consider buying later an investment property with the rest of your money? Utilize the bank's money. You're borrowing it at a cheap rate. Utilize that money. If you're comfortable with the monthly payment, why not consider reinvesting the majority of your money into another property in the near future and making a much bigger return on that money? So it's okay to put a smaller down payment if you are comfortable with the monthly. And there are many programs available with these small down payments.
Yeah, I want to add some with John. A lot of clients, they say, oh, if I put more down payment, my mortgage will be less, the payment will be less. Yes, that's true.
Correct.
But using all money in your bank and putting everything in your house, you have nothing left over.
Yeah.
What's cause something wrong down the road, something, So you need something to hold on. Oh no, yeah. If I put 25% down, which is 150,000, just my mortgage payment will be less. I got it. The thing is, like, end of the day, you're putting everything whatever you have, and you don't save anything. So I suggest, first time the buyer, put down payment as much, whatever lender suggests, and then take it from there. Because don't make it to say, oh, I have money, I just put $200,000 on down payment. Yes, if you have money, you can do it. But you have some money, you like John said, utilize this money for something else, That's the best way. And also the rental in our area is getting so expensive these days, because I have so much rental. They're willing to pay $1,800 for rent. So why rent? Why don't you buy a house instead of putting rent? And rent money you don't see. If you put money towards money in mortgage, you own the house. So I suggest buy a house instead of put rent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Very good point.
Thank you. And another question to John about the refinancing.
Yeah.
So people are very much interested to know about that how can they gain about the refinancing?
So when COVID started a couple of years back, we saw the lowest rates in history with refinancing. I mean, everybody in America was refinancing. And if you missed the opportunity, unfortunately, those rates are now obviously gone if you're following what's going on in the market and the news. Rates at that point hit into the low, into the twos at some point. Now they're into the fives. So big jump up. They're still very good. I think we just got spoiled with such low rates, but everyone was refinancing. Today, the refinance market has slowed down. The refinance market is mostly those borrowers who are looking to cash out on their properties. So today's market, you're seeing a big jump in property value. Okay, so those borrowers that did not have that equity in their home maybe a few years back now have access to money in their property because of how high the values have come up in the last couple of years. Okay, like Muhammad said, there's such a lack of inventory and there's such a drive, and it's been pushing up these values and what borrowers are willing to pay. It just overall has raised the market values on all these properties around us. But the refinances that we're mostly doing are those that are looking to cash out. And we absolutely, can do them. We urge you to do it if you're looking to, again, reinvest that money into another property. You can also take out a home equity line against your house if you don't want to touch your first mortgage. Many of your, if you have a very low you have a very low rate on your first mortgage that you locked in, you may not want to refinance that mortgage. You can consider pulling a home equity line of credit and then use that money to reinvest it into another property as well. But mostly what we're seeing, refinances are still going, not as strong. Obviously, it's slowed down significantly, but mostly for those cash out transactions. And again, it's all a matter of what you're looking to do with that money. If you're taking out a new 30-year mortgage at 5.5% or 6%, but you're going to reinvest that money and make 8 to 10% on it, it's well worth it. So it's all a matter of what you are doing with those funds that you're pulling out of your home.
Nice. Thank you. Now I'm going to Hassan. Some people going to the street and they see some house. There is a placard like for sale. So that's one like a different company, their advertisement. But can I call or people can call you that I am very much interested to buy that house? So then you can help, or we have to call the specific that real estate agent.
No, you can call anybody in a real estate transaction, because whoever listing you see sign outside, that's the listing company, which is the listing broker. But if you know me, or if I have a buyer, my buyer, if he sees some sign outside from some other company, they can call me directly. I can help transaction. Yes, they can call anybody.
And then there will be some discount facilities coming, right?
There's no discount actually, because depend on negotiation. If the seller willing to sell, the price less, yes, but no discounts actually.
Okay. Another question is coming. Like some people are saying, like, can I rent my basement or attic? Is it legal? And some people are already renting, and they're thinking that it's not legal. And some people said, no, if there is some requirement, if you follow that, then it will be legal. So tell me about this.
This is actually a legal question. I can't answer it, but it's basement attic completely illegal to rent it.
Completely illegal.
Yeah, it's completely illegal. It's a legal question. I don't want to answer, but it's not legal if you rent a basement and your attic. Yes.
Yeah. Nice. The way that just to add to that, so if you have an apartment, for example, on your first floor, and you were to rent your basement with it in conjunction, it's okay. It's supposed to be considered a recreational area. As long as you're renting it all together, it should be okay. It's when you get into the fire hazard issues, and again, like Muhammad said, it's more of a legal question, but in general, as long as it's a fire hazard, right? When you're looking to rent a basement, or there's a stove down there, there's an attic. As a lender, this is one of the things that we look at. So I'm glad you brought up this point. When we do send an appraiser out to the home, one of the things that we'll look at is if there is a stove, or there is in the attic or the basement, or something that's there that appears to be illegal. We as a lender have to make sure that we're taking, the new buyer going in is not going to be inheriting these issues. So we request that the stove be removed, the gas line capped. Some towns require a CO to be done. Some just require a smoke certificate to be done. But those towns will go in and inspect as well when you're looking to sell a home. And obviously the home, when it changes hands to the new buyer, everything has to be done legally. So it's on a case-by-case basis where you can, sometimes kitchens and basements are considered what's called a summer kitchen. And again, it's rented in conjunction with the first floor. Same thing with an attic. At that point, it could be considered legal. But it would also all be registered at the town if there is a summer kitchen in that home.
Nice. Okay, yeah. I understand that. So it's not legal. So people should alert about this. So now,
all those things, like they want to add it to the basement and attic as a legal floor, but technically it's not. But like John said, you can combine first floor with the basement and second floor with the attic. Yes, you can get more rent if you rent the both floors.
As an accessory unit, exactly. As a recreational space, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Then you can have access for both attic and second floor and first floor in the basement. So you can combine, you can collect more rent. Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Now, actually, I'm out of questions. No, any other questions? So, just ask from Hassan that why people will go to you. What the facility you will give to the people, the customer, that they will choose you.
Thank you, Mom, for asking me the question. If you do good job, if you're willing, if you take care of your client, and if you afford, why not? That always comes to you. If you do good service, if you have a good reputation, always any client is gonna come to you. That's depend on how you do it, how you manage the clients. Absolutely.
Right now, how many customer you serve?
I got a lot of closing with John, and I cannot tell a number. I don't remember right now, but I have a lot of closing within my first year of my business. Yes, I got a lot of closing. Yeah, still on a lot of on the pipeline still. Yeah, John knows.
Yeah.
So we closing coming soon. Yeah, inshallah. Yeah.
And mostly the New Jersey or New York also?
No, I'm New Jersey licensed.
New Jersey license.
Yes, we sell mostly New Jersey. So yeah, I have a lot of clients from New York. Yes, because they want to invest in especially in Patterson. In
Patterson.
So, yeah, so I have a lot of clients from New York. Other state too.
Nice. Same question to John. So why people will go to you?
So I think the thing that really makes myself and my company, my group stand out from everyone else is really the service that we provide. So I'm doing this, like as I mentioned before, over 20 years. I've closed thousands of transactions in my career. It's so important to me to really provide that service to these customers. And the deals that we deal with, a lot of them are very, very challenging. I'm dealing with sometimes 2, 3, 4 borrowers on one application, multiple different jobs, credit challenges. I always love the easy deals that come across my desk, but I'll never, run away from a difficult one. And the reason why the community in the Patterson area, now buyers are purchasing in New York, in upstate New York, and in Michigan, there's a big population in Michigan that's buying. They always come back to me because of the fact that I get it done. I understand how to get their deals done because they can be challenging. And they have a lot of questions, and my office is always open to them. They can walk in person and sit down with me face to face and my team face to face, which a lot of other banks don't do. Aside from that, we always try to understand the needs of the borrowers and what products can we roll out as a group that's, again, going to set us apart. If I'm having challenges getting certain borrowers qualified, what can we do differently? So we're always looking for the next best thing that's out there to get these borrowers into homes and get it done as smooth as possible. And aside from my experience, the company that I work with, the technology that we have is paramount. Okay, we're always looking to streamline the process and everything. How can we become better in what we do? And I work with an amazing team. Everyone's multilingual in my office. And we always welcome everyone with open arms when they come in. We appreciate the business over all the years. And it's, again, that service. We don't give up. Mahabub knows the way that I work. If there's a way to make it happen, we'll get it done. I've taken on so many deals from other banks that come to me in a panic. The deal fell through. What can you do? How can we save this? And it really takes some time, a really creative mind and understanding how to restructure these deals to make them go through. And that's what we do. That's what we specialize in doing. That's what will really set us apart. And we've always maintained a very, very good reputation in the industry for a very, very long time, and hope so for many years to come.
Nice, excellent.
Thank you.
So now we're going to end the program. So if you want to say something to the customer or the audience, you can say anything. Yeah. First, Hassan.
Yeah, thank you, Mahabub, to having us on the show. And I'd like to say, if anybody wants to sell your property and buy rent, just contact me on my office, and I try to help as much I can. And yeah, and we looking forward to see you guys again.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. And again, thank you for having us on the show. Really a pleasure. And, anyone that is in need of either a purchase or a refinance, even if you're just looking for a second opinion, it's, you're making the biggest transaction probably of your life, right? You're going into a mortgage. It's the biggest loan you'll probably ever take. And it's a very, very big move for a family just getting started, for example. And you want to make sure you're working with the right person. And it's okay to get a second opinion on something, even if you're working with another lender. Understand that we're always looking out for the best interest of our clients. Okay, we come with a lot of experience. Our doors are always open. Feel free to call me with any questions that you may have, any challenges that you may have, and I will always give you the right guidance. If it's something that I feel that I can't do or it can't get done, I would at least guide you to the right sources that can maybe help assist you. At the end of the day, it's most important to me that you get into the home and to educate you so that you know what your options are, what's available out there, because some lenders are very limited with what they offer. We really try and offer as much as we possibly can to you, and you can make the decisions that are best for you and your family. So, again, we appreciate the business, and anything you need, just please call, email us. We're always there for you and available. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank John for great team. I saw a lot of our community. When I walk in his office, every time, no matter what time you're going, you see that somebody's there.
Yeah.
To talking to John or talking to other person. So he's like part of our Bengali community.
Yeah. I feel like a part of the family at this point.
Yeah.
I'm involved in a lot of the community events, and it's really a pleasure.
Yes, so we are a really good team as Realty One Group Legend, and now it's home team, I believe, right?
Yeah, we just recently merged off, created our own home team. We've always branded ourselves as the home team for many, many years, and we're very excited to open up our own group. Yes. It just gives us the opportunity to make decisions quicker, better programs. It's an overall power move for our division, and we're very, very excited to make this move. It's the same group of guys, same location, and we're really looking forward to the near future.
Yes, that's great.
Thank you very much to coming my show, and audience. এখন বাংলায় বলছি যে বাড়ি কেনা সবারই একটি মনের একটা স্বপ্ন। এই স্বপ্ন পূরণের জন্য এনারা কাজ করে যাচ্ছেন। আপনারা এনাদের সাথে কথা বলতে পারেন, ডিসকাশন করতে পারেন। আপনার যদি ক্রেডিট কমও থাকে তাও এরা হেল্প করবে, এবং ডাউন পেমেন্টের ব্যাপারেও তারা অনেক কথা বললেন, এবং একটি সুন্দর বাড়ি কেনার জন্য তারা অনেক হেল্প করবে এবং আপনাদের সাথেই থাকবে। সুতরাং আমরা কমিউনিটি আপডেট অনুষ্ঠানে এটাই প্রচার করি যে মানুষের মানে সুখে থাকার একটা ব্যবস্থা এবং ভালোভাবে থাকার ব্যবস্থা করে থাকি, মানে এই সম্পর্কে আমরা অনুষ্ঠান করে থাকি। সো আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন এবং নেক্সট অনুষ্ঠান দেখবেন, এই আশা করেই আমাদের আজকের অনুষ্ঠান শেষ করছি। আল্লাহ হাফেজ, গুড বাই।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you.